who's who of rugby league. There were lots of tears, but there were also a lot of laughs as well. And it was just a huge marker of how much he was loved as a character within the game, that the church and the area outside the church were absolutely packed to the rafters. And we gave him a very, very good send-off. And this would have surely been the type of fixture that he would have loved to have been involved in as well here tonight. As the referee gets us underway, referee is Aaron Moore tonight, video ref is James Vella. Let's hope that we don't hear too much from either of those, as Wakefield have possession, and they're bringing it through in towards the 40-metre line here, with they're turning it round towards Jazz Tavanga, who's back from suspension, and in the side again tonight with Tyson Smoothie waiting just behind him. The black and lights on their own halfway line at the moment, having to do a little bit of defending. First real run for Jake Truman towards the halfway line. And Wakefield making pretty decent progress in this first set as they get to the last tackle, and Jack Sinfield hoisting this, a big high one for a lovely little take there from Tom Briscoe, who had his eyes on that one all the way through.
Yes, Stuart did, and nothing too fancy there from the visitors, just rolling in between the scrum lines and rolling 60 metres downfield and putting a kick into the corner for Tom Briscoe to collect. And now it's FC who've got to early doors, try and get an early touch, early feel, and get away from their own end here.
Hayden Caesar playing at half-back again this evening, and they're forming a decent little partnership in the middle with Jack Arthur, which seems to be working pretty well. Here is Arthur as Harvey Hill fends off a couple of would-be challengers before he eventually goes to ground. Pushed away by Logan Moy, who you mentioned earlier. He's had a stormer at fullback for Hull ever since coming into this side midway through last season as a young player, and very highly rated in these parts. Tom Johnstone for Wakefield, and the first carry for him right into the centre for the visitors. It's a boiling hot night here in Hull. The temperature gauge on my car said about 30 degrees when I arrived. Mercifully, it's dropped a couple, but it's going to be very hot work out there for the players tonight, Carl.
It is, and that's a decent carry there, right on the advantage line from Chester straight into Amir Burt. They look to come out to this left-hand side now. I say Vanga. He's been a solid pickup, hasn't he, since joining the club.
Nicotimo rolling it back, and Tyson Smoothie finding Truman. Truman with a kick into the corner, everybody going chasing after it. That's pounched well again by Tom Briscoe, and that's twice in the two sets that Wakefield have had that they've tried to pepper Tom Briscoe over on that left flank, and a big tackle goes in there on David Litton, who's back in the side here tonight, so welcome to the game. Yeah,
they fancy that right edge, don't they? Just taking Tom Briscoe, his early carry out of the game. And the last ends of the last two sets have been fairly decent. Natalia 25 metres away from his own end here.
Moy waiting just behind him. Down the line it goes, very quick hands, and that's nicely picked up by Ethan O'Neill, who's another player who's playing as a makeshift centre here tonight. He's done that in the last couple of games. Jay Pitts, of course, has been forced back to play right at the back tonight due to the injuries that Wakefield have. I was having a chat with Darryl Powell earlier on, and he said he had to make a few late calls on a few players, such as the problem that they've got as far as injuries are concerned, but it does seem to be a little bit insignificant compared to the problems that Hull are having. 11 players out injured at the moment and 2 suspended, Kyle, and that's hard work if you're Andy Lash trying to select a team for a game like this.
It certainly is, but they don't really need that. It was Harvey Hill, he gets away with that one. Just makes a push to play the ball there, but the referee carries the game on.
McMeekin drops it back, and Smoothie gets it away for Tavanga, and very quickly down the hands from Sinfield again over on the right flank. As Hull do a bit more defending.
A good battle over there, Cam Scott and Davey Litton, but it's another kick to this left-hand corner, and Moy climbs and claims well.
Leaping like a salmon out of the river there. Flying through the air, Logan Moy, to take that one successfully. There's the old campaigner, Tom Briscoe. Still plenty of life in that old dog. Aaron now trying to skip his way through the Wakefield lines. Gets brought down at the second attempt. Hill brought down eventually. as they get it away once more. And straight away, it looks like we've had a player in black and white being brought off the field. I'm trying to see exactly who it is. It's Amir Burra, yeah.
It's the hooker. So an early change, 4 minutes in.
Is that a head injury? Can't quite see, but he's pointing to his head as he walks down the touchline. Confirmation coming through, and that is a head injury assessment. As Josh Raw takes this one right on his own line. So straight away, a concern there for Andy Last and LFC.
Well, the one thing is that they're used to disruption, aren't they, in season 2026? You mentioned all those players out, so it's not ideal losing your starting hooker. Hopefully he's okay to come back on. Now here's Van Ganaert, the right edge back rower.
And Amir Burra had an absolute stormer of a performance against Huddersfield last week. So Will Hutchinson is confirmed as the player coming on, while Amir Burra goes off and has his head injury assessment. Last one again here. Nice little chip forward. Picked up once more by Logan Moy, scurrying back, and straight away that's a good kick chase from Wakefield.
Yeah, you've got to have a decent line on Logan Moy. He's got some terrific footwork. Jake Truman there just shows him his outside shoulder. He snaps and goes, tries to go inside. Truman just grapples him, and this is difficult territory now. Well, it's offside here. That'll be a relieving penalty for the home side. Wakefield just too eager.
Yeah, they've done all the hard work, really, haven't they, with that kick chase to push Hull FC back in to their 10-metre line, and then they give it away like that.
Yeah, Jack Simfield just too eager.
Caesar finding a bit of distance then, and Hull FC restart on their own 40. And Davy Litton stealing another 10 metres. Caesar bouncing off through the middle. Good work from Hull FC's attackers as Harvey Hill goes down. He's taken a bit of a whack for his troubles as well. Getting very gingerly back to his feet as Hull restart with Joe Batchelor. Here's Arthur. Caesar once more. This is good running again. Jed Cartwright, but he's given it up. It's given away. And Van Ganaert comes away with that loose ball. Stealing it off him. And all of a sudden, Wakefield have a chance to hit back again through the middle with Kai Rodwell. Smoothy waiting just behind him. Truman finding McMeekin. Decent pressure this now from Wakefield as Sinfield gets it away again for Van Ganaert, looking for the offload. Hasn't come. Plenty of opportunities, but couldn't get it away quick enough. Smoothy into the middle again for Sinfield with a kick to the corner. Harvey Barron going at it, and so too is Tom Johnstone. Beautiful leap from Tom Johnstone, picking the pockets of the Hull FC defenders. And Tom Johnstone diving on it with a simple finish, thanks to a brilliant kick.
Yeah, and it's all thanks to the work down the other end of the field from Isaiah Van Ganaert. He takes the ball off Jed Cartwright and has a big carry. He's the last player of the ball, looking for the offload, gets inside a decent one as well. The kick from Jack Simfield. And it's beautiful. And here's the ball steal here. One-on-one rip, fair game. Big play from the right back rower, and then the kick is to perfection. But what about the finish? Tom Johnston just leaps above Harvey Barron, pinches his pocket, dare I say, because Barron will be disappointed with that, but that is a top catch from Tom Johnston.
Harvey Barron had his eyes all over it, but he wasn't bargaining on the quickly, rapidly advancing Tom Johnstone. And a great leap from him to pick up his 8th try of the Super League season. And it's a good start from the side who you would have expected to see a good, strong reaction after that pretty demoralising defeat against Wakefield last week.
Or maybe just a bit of a reality check for where they are halfway through the season. And Max Jowett, only 50% with the boot, kicked 1 out of 3 last week against Wigan. and that was his 350th career goal. Got an opportunity here, 10 metres in and 25 away.
Yeah, it's a tough position, this. He's got 14 to his credit so far this season, Joey. And he's kicked that to perfection.
Beautiful. Yeah, straight between the edges, 6-0.
So, the visitors in front. Lovely bit of work from Sinfield and a terrific finish from Johnstone.
Well, you're thinking about the salmon there, aren't you, with the fish? Well, it's back-to-back tries for Tom Johnston. Wonderful kick.
Well, it's been a tough old start, hasn't it, for Andy Last since taking over in temporary position.
Oh, look, it's difficult, isn't it? He walked into a disjointed group, a group that was heavily behind the coach, and he's managed to get a win last week, first one. And you're hoping for a better next 70 minutes or so.
Further bad news coming as far as Hull FC and their injuries are concerned, because Harvey Hill has now had to go off for a head injury assessment as well. So that's 2 players, and that means that Max Wood has come on as a substitute for the black and white. So they're having to really reorganise quickly, and they're really behind the cue ball now, with Wakefield 6 points to 0 in front as well. Here is Max Wood trying to get involved in the tackle on Jazz Tavanga.
35 tackles on debut last week for the Warrington man, out there wearing the black and white shirt tonight. Here comes Sinfield, 2 metres away from the halfway line. That's a huge spiralling bomb.
Logan Moy right underneath it. And I think a lot of people at Warrington in particular were pretty surprised when he was allowed to go out on loan. He'd already scored a couple of tries early on in the season for the Wolves. But Warrington's loss is very much Hull FC's game. Here comes Ethan O'Neill. And now Briscoe again. Getting closer towards the halfway line. Pretty even Stevens as far as tackles are concerned so far. Hull have made 47, Wakefield 44. Harvey Barron trying to work his way through here. 20 metres short of the Wakefield line. This is on the last one though. Arthur needs a good kick. It's a big high one. Everybody chasing after it. Push back, they'll get it back here. Hull FC turning it round in towards the edge of the try line with Max Wood. He's brought down. Back to 0-6 again, so a real opportunity here for Hull FC. Jeremiah Matautia just held up on the line.
Arthur's kick there, Fraser, causing all sorts of problems. It's the right winger Josh Rourke who came in to collect it centre field, spills the ball.
Kirby takes the tackle, and he's taken an injury as well by the looks of it, because Max Jowett immediately is shouting towards the touchline. He thinks there's a pretty serious injury that's happened here. He's seen it, and straight away the physio team are in to have a look at Will Kirby.
Well, the reaction tells you everything from
he had
the players.
A really concerned face there, Max Jowett.
Yeah, both of them straight away signalling to the sideline to get some help over, whether they've heard a pop or a crack. But he looks in an awful lot of discomfort.
Well, it never rains, but it pours for Hull FC, doesn't it? Kirby picking up an injury here by the looks of it. 2 players going off HIAs. Let's have another look at what happened
yeah,
here.
the left leg there. Is it the right knee, or is it... Yeah, I think...
It's his left knee, I think. It
just loses, doesn't it?
Just turned a bit there, didn't it?
Just as he pushes off it, he just loses it underneath him. And Will Kirby, he got his first start last week. Andy Last decided to roll with him again.
His replacement is Hugo Salabio.
Yeah, there's contact at the end.
Well, at the moment, we're 12 minutes in, and the black and whites are down to 1 left on the bench.
Well, the way things are going, we may well see the 18th man protocol coming into practice as well. 18th man tonight is Lloyd Kemp. As Hull edge closer and closer here. And the home crowd getting right behind their players. That one goes a little too far, but it's picked up, the loose ball, by Caesar. Here's Moy. Can Moy provide some fireworks for the black and whites? Tackle 10 metres short of the line as Ethan O'Neill waits just behind him. Caesar again. Long ball in towards Matautia. Still 10 metres short. Hutchinson into Caesar again. Quickly down the line. This is a chance for Cartwright, going for the line himself, and he's lost the ball.
And he just loses the ball under all the traffic. He's claiming that it was ripped out. Whether or not they're going to challenge it.
Yeah, I think they are.
Okay, mate. All I see are challenging the rule and knock on. They think the ball's been stolen.
Okay, so Aaron Moore saying that the challenge has been made against the knock-on.
Yeah.
So we get to have a look at this from James Vella, the video referee's perspective. So we were looking at it earlier.
Well, you can see Isaiah Vangenaar's hands are all over it. It's whether that pull-in action.
No re-4 pull on the ball.
Yeah, look, you have to look for that flick of the wrist that they so often talk about. Yeah. But his actually arm, his right arm comes on top of his left arm. I think it's just a loose carry.
This is going to be a challenge unsuccessful. And I have to admit, when I saw it in real life and then the first replay, I did think it's going to be a difficult one to overturn.
Yeah. No, it's just a loose carry from the left back rower. He does have errors in his game. Well, he's under some heavy artillery there from blue shirts. He's just trying to edge his way towards the line.
So Hull FC burn their challenge. Wakefield have still got theirs. And that was a golden opportunity for Hull FC as well to really try and put some points on the board. By contrast, they're now having to do some defending, and they give away a penalty.
And the last won't be pleased with that. You leave pressure by an error and then you back it up with a penalty. Sinfield will just try and purchase another 15 metres or so, and does. It was Jeremiah Matauti who just jumps the gun.
Well, the good news for Hull FC is that Amir Burra has passed his HIA, so he'll be allowed to rejoin the fray before too long. Wakefield, though, making good progress here. Seth Nicotimo, 20 metres away now from the Hull FC line. Truman waiting for a high ball. Oh, that's beautifully taken up by Johnstone again. What a pass, what a leap, and a fairly easy finish was the icing on the cake for Tom Johnstone. But that was brilliant work again by Wakefield Trinity.
It's another try, isn't it, for Tom Johnstone? But it was the build-up play, Fraser, the play before. The width of pass just means that the Wakefield attack gets straight towards the back rower, and the big men are looking to come travelling around to help that right edge of Hull FC out. They don't get there. They're backtracking, and the ball over the top. Well, that's just cheeky, isn't it? Tom Johnstone has a little bit of work to do there, and Truman collects his 17th try assist. You can see the right edge. They just stand ground. They don't move forward. Barron turns in. The ball over the top. It's an absolute peach. Perfect. Johnson's in again.
A lot had been said, hadn't it, about the career trajectory of Jake Truman. This is his 150th career appearance. He played 18 out of 30 last season. Never really settled as far as Castleford was concerned, but really seems to be finding his feet here at Wakefield now.
Yeah, he sure does, yeah. No, he's had a wonderful start at the halfway point of this season.
Jowett then to try and get another from virtually the same position, and he does it. 2 from 2 for Max Jowett. Wakefield Trinity lead by 12 points to 0.
Yeah, I'd just love to have another shot of the play before. That width of pass, just look what it does there. And then the next play, over the top it goes. Tom Johnson in.
Well, Hull have a fantastic record against Wakefield in recent years. They've won 5 of the last 6 at home against Wakefield, but they are not off to the best of starts with 16 minutes gone in this game.
Well, they've only collected 5 wins so far this season, and 4 of them have came at home, so they'll be hoping that tonight is a 5th win at home this season. But so far it's not looking likely. With nearly a quarter of the game gone and 12-0 down.
Well, the good news is that Amir Burra is back on the pitch. Will Hutchinson has come off, and Harvey Hill has also passed his HIA, so he will be back in the game as well. We'll try and bring you any further news if we can on Will Kirby after he seemed to be in all sorts of trouble. 0 tackle here. Wakefield get it back again. And the way things are going, LFC to an extent have been the architects of their own downfall so far. This is Smoothie running well with it for Sinfield. Sinfield's got lots of support if he can find it, if he needs it. Tackle comes in though from Logan Moy, and he absolutely flattened him there. They're off again though, up and running with Van Ganar. 3 in the tackle this time for Hull. Knocking on the door again here, Wakefield. Van Ganar goes down in the tackle. Referee tells him to play it once again after too much attention from Matautia. Sinfield looking for Truman, hoists it to Jowett, down the left flank again. Tom Johnstone smells a hat-trick. Well, he's brought down 10 metres short. Nicotimo again, Jowett once more, Johnstone in through to the middle for Kai Rodwell. Rodwell just a few metres short again. Wakefield in command in these early stages as Truman looking for more offloads, and this time the fancy handwork didn't come off, and Hull FC will come away with it.
Yeah, just tries to outsmart their Aiden Season. He's having none of it. Now it's a black and white who are returning. Here comes Arthur.
Well, Will Kirby is getting his knee strapped up at the moment down on the sidelines. We'll keep you up to date if there's any sign of him perhaps coming back on in this game, but it did look pretty nasty at the time. Salabio. Now, here comes Herman Esse, who's come off the bench. A wrecking ball of a play, of course. All sorts of trouble against Huddersfield last week, and what an addition he can be to this black and white side.
He certainly can. 182 metres inside of 36 devastating minutes from Herman Esse. The kick through here. Jowett collects.
Ethan O'Neill it was with the touch through. Jowett watched it all the way. Truman once more rolling off the tackle there. Josh Rourke. Hull at the moment just finding it difficult to match Wakefield in many regards, coming up with 1 or 2 too many errors.
Too many penalties as well in yardage.
There's another.
Just making it easy for Wakefield to get out of their own end. A couple of offloads in there in that last set, and Wakefield playing off the back of it. But this time, it's just Herman Esse and Burra just in there far too long for Aaron Moore.
Meanwhile, just down the road, Hull KR leading by 10 points to 4 against Lee. That should be a tasty fixture. Hull KR, of course, bang back in form, and Lee having picking up plenty of wins in recent weeks as well. And will no doubt be knocking on the door as far as the playoffs are concerned. Another substitution, this time is Kai Rodwell, who's coming off for Wakefield. He's replaced by Caleb Hamlin-Welly. He's just dropped the ball down. Here's McMeekan. McMeekan going for it himself. Oh, tried the offload for Jastavanga, but just a yard too far in front. Hull get it back again. It's been end-to-end stuff so far in this opening 21 minutes of the game, but as far as the points are concerned, it's all been one-way traffic.
It sure has. And this crowd are just trying to urge their side on here. Ethan O'Neill, 2 tries last week. Out on this right centre. Jump down this short side here, Fraser.
Cartwright. Upended on the halfway line. This is the last one. Caesar with that left boot of his. And the tester for Jowett, but he takes it well.
That's a great kick there from Aidan Caesar.
He was having to backpedal furiously there, wasn't he, Max Jowett? Here's John Stone, double try scorer for Wakefield. Smoothly brings it through. It looks like we're going to see Harvey Hill coming back into action very, very shortly. He's just making his way down the sideline as Harvey Barron picks this one up to return it for the Black and Whites.
He needed to as well. He was rolling out for a 40-20 there. Kick just behind him.
Ethan O'Neill, 6 tackle busts from him, as well as the tries against Huddersfield last week. Briscoe offloading it well. Cartwright getting away to the left side. Here is Cartwright to Litton. Caesar into SASE with the offload and picked up a loose ball there for Tyson Smoothie. And Hull are just handing it to Wakefield on a plate here far too often. To the 20-metre line, and with tackles in the back here, Wakefield, as Tavanga gets closer and closer to the line. Smoothie waiting just behind him. He's getting a bit of treatment there. Sinfield into Truman. Down the right flank for Scott. Cam Scott is held up. Vanganar gets it quickly back in again for Truman. Here's McMeekin. Wakefield just trying to find a little bit of space from somewhere. Vanganar, with that big bulky frame as his, gets it closer. Sinfield, grubber kick through, chasing after it himself, can't keep it back in. And the referee just wants to check to see who touched this ball last before it went out of play.
Well, Sinfield's claiming it wasn't him, so somebody's telling lies. Ooh, it's close, isn't it?
Wait!
Let's have another look here.
Dinks it in there. It's a foot race between Harvey Hill, and it looks like Sinfield on that angle. Looks like it'll be a 20-metre restart here. Yeah, it is.
So Hull breathe another sigh of relief in what's been a really strong period of pressure for Wakefield.
There's Tavanga just getting forward and trying to impose himself on Herman SASE, who just offloads the ball to 5 shirts and it hits the deck. Tyson Smoothie collects.
Here's Hill back on after that HIA. It's Wood. And the Black and White starting to make some progress now through the middle. Through Herman SASE. Arthur gets the ball out, goes wide to Harvey Barron. Barron tries to bring it back inside again, but is wrapped up by 2 blue shirts. O'Neill gets it through for Arthur once again. It's another high testing ball. Everybody chasing and picked up well, beautifully by Jed Cartwright, going for the line himself. Can't quite get it close enough though. The referee calls held.
It's Josh Rourke who comes for that ball again off the right side of the wing. The right side of the field, I beg your pardon. He just tries to climb higher than Jed Cartwright, who collects, and he needs to find something on the end of that. He decides to hold on to it and just buy some territory. It's important now, the Black and Whites. Last time they've been down here, the last 2 times, they've given away a penalty. They've got to be squeaky clean here. seems like an age since they had the ball inside of Wakefield's 20 metre zone. That's good work from SASA.
Johnston getting the treatment from SASA and eventually throwing him round like a rag doll. And he doesn't like it, Tom Johnstone. And he had a few bites at him there, Herman SASA.
He did. I mean, his initial work from Marker was superb. And then the inability of three of them. And Tom Johnston is a strong man, don't get me wrong. I mean, SAS is a little bit rattled at the moment. And again, it's another yardage penalty. I said they've got to be squeaky clean. That's 3 times in a row. And they're not good enough to do that consistently, to give away cheap penalties.
Yeah.
Because so far in season 2026, they've not shown enough metal behind them. You can see there, Johnston just twisting and turning. Baxter can't get him down. Max Wood's in.
Swinging arm goes over the top there. From Herman SASA, and he could be in a bit of trouble here.
It's the fact that his fist's closed as well.
A referee is having a chat with a video referee about that tackle and the subsequent afters.
Yeah.
And Herman SASA could be in a spot of bother.
Yeah, look, it's direct with the head. He's got his fist closed. I think he's in trouble.
Is it going to be a yellow or is it going to be a red? That's going to be the question.
All right, so is that yeah. That again,
the conversation going on between the officials to decide exactly what course of action is going to be taken here. And well, as possibly expected, Herman SASA is being called over to the referee, Aaron Moore, for a little bit of a conversation. Let's hear what the man in the middle has to say.
You've come over the top and it's forceful and dangerous, but there's mitigation putting it from red to yellow. It's 10 minutes.
So 10 in the bin for Herman SASA, and I don't think he can complain, really.
No, he can't, no.
He's come over.
It's just, you know, the second angle had got of it. It just looked a bit reckless. It looked like he'd lost his head. He'd lost the collision after some decent work from Marker. And that's a winger dictating to the front row. He didn't like it. He decides to take it into his own hands. And it's sloppy once again from FC.
Well, you called it, saying they had to be squeaky clean in those positions. And a number of times they've given the ball away through pretty simple penalties. And then now with this pretty needless yellow card, really. Andy Last will be, well, I think his face says it all there. Frustration more than anything else. And they're having to defend again here, the black and whites, on their own 40-metre line. Kaya Svaitili has come on for Wakefield. And we all know what sort of damage he can cause to defensive lines.
Well, Huddersfield felt the wrath of him. 6 tackle breaks, over 120 metres. Try scoring substitute, and Kaya Fatili. He's here again.
Here he is. Captain Chaos inside the 10-metre line, running at the line as well. And they have a real job to try and bring him down. Might get another chance here through McMeekin. Held up again. Smoothie waiting just behind him. They go wide to the right-hand side. They've got men overlapping here, but they drop the ball. Wakefield with a real opportunity there to score, especially against the side that are a player down. Will be cursing themselves there.
Yeah, they just couldn't execute this end part here, but there's going to be a captain's challenge. Wakefield felt that there was a touch.
Okay, Wakefield challenging a ruling of a knock-on. They think there's been a knock-on first by OSC.
So, were their hands in there when
Mike,
the ball came out? Wakefield making the challenge here.
You think there's been a prior knock-on, don't you?
Let's have a look and see. I think he's saying that maybe...
I think it's Briscoe's left arm, Fraser.
Yeah.
Just depends whether the fingertips of Cam Scott get there.
So it's difficult to see there whether Cameron Scott has touched it as well.
It's Cam Scott's right. It's his right hand.
If he's touched Briscoe first, mate, it's successful.
So he seems to pull it away.
By Briscoe, checking that.
As if he knows where it's going. Has he touched that or not? Very, very difficult to see with that replay. And no surprise then. But James Farrow has decided that is inconclusive.
You can't see he comes Scott's down. You can't see him come off Scott first.
So Calipson's challenge inconclusive on that particular occasion.
Mate. You can't see his arm.
So as a result, Wakefield will get another chance here.
I almost feel that Darryl Powell will maybe just want his side just to register one score in the final 8 minutes of this sin bin. If he can do that, I think it makes FC's task very, very difficult to come back against Wakefield. That said, though, 12 points in it.
Look at this. Pushing forward from Wakefield. And I said Wakefield will probably get another chance in the sense that they are trying to keep Hull FC inside their own 20 metres. And then another penalty is given. This time it's gone the other way.
And there's Harvey Barron. Just making himself difficult to put down. Jay Pitts and Seth Nicotimo in there.
Arthur then gains about 20 metres or so for Ethan O'Neill to restart the game for the Black and Whites, and Harvey Hell almost to the 40. There's plenty of effort and endeavour from Hull FC, but the mistakes and the errors have been costly to say the least. And still, of course, more than 7 minutes remaining on that yellow card. Herman Essay sent to the sin bin. Arthur with a decent ball out to Hill. Hill doing a lot of running through the middle for his side tonight. Arthur gets it away. Logan Moy. Two in the tackle, but there's a knock on here. And Wakefield get it back again. And yet another error goes down on the sheet, although having said that, that's now 5-4, so Wakefield haven't been squeaky clean either in that respect.
No, they haven't, Fraser, but where they've spilled the ball is the difference, you know. LFC, they just haven't. I can't remember the last time they were inside their opposition 20. And here's what's coming up.
Big weekend, of course. Titans versus Panthers tomorrow at 8:30. NRL action continues with Bulldogs versus the Sea Eagles, and then on Sunday the Storm versus the Raiders and the Roosters versus the Sharks. Everything covered, of course, on Sky Sports. If you're a rugby league fan, we've got you well and truly covered. Cameron Scott, who is going to be joining Bradford, of course, next season, signing for the Bulls. They've been making some interesting moves in recent weeks. It's that time of the year when we start seeing one or two players start to move around. This is lovely work from Josh Rourke. Brings it back inside, does well, finds Truman. Truman having to find the tackle. Smoothie finding McMeekin. McMeekin still going, looking for the offload, and gets it away to Smoothie. Smoothie still going. Hand came over the top of the head there. Burrow involved, he has to get out of the way. Here's Fartili. Fartili going for the line again. Wants it played quickly and gets it played quickly, and then the tackle goes in very quickly there. There'll be 6 more though.
It's almost a professional foul, isn't it?
It's almost like something out of the WWE. 2 meters short here, Wakefield Trinity with Tyson Smoothie. Jowett offloads it to Isaiah Vanganar.
Hanging on here, Fraser.
2 in the tackle again to desperately cling on. Well, FC McMeekin pushes and pushes, but he has to wait. Desperate stuff from Hull FC in defence. Sinfield gets it through, and Seth Nicotimo dabs it down, but his feet were so close to the line there. A little bit of dancing from Seth Nicotimo, but the referee points to the spot, and the try is given.
Well, he flirted with the dead ball line, Seth Nicotimo, to collect his 4th try of 2026. And it was a lovely double-up shape. The ball fades across the front runner into the arms of Seth Nicotimo. Sinfield using Fartilli as a foil. He just gets on the outside and just grounds it. Goodness me, just fall over now. He flirts with that dead ball line, but he gets the ball down and registers the third score of the evening. Jack Sinfield setting up Tom Johnston with the boot for the first try, and then a wonderful double up shape there, attacking that right edge once more. 16-0.
He was gambling there, Seth Nicotimo. Daryl Powell will have had his heart in his mouth.
Well, I'm sure they'll have one or two comments about that when they review it. Dive over.
I mean, if that had gone wrong,
I mean, a howler, wouldn't it?
Gee.
Well, yeah, I just said there, they were hanging on. You could feel it, couldn't you? They completely were just rolling them down the field. Bachelor making a gamble, tackling Vartilli from not really an offside position and giving 6 more away, and in the end the damage was done down on this left-hand side.
2 from 2 so far for Max Jowett. This one, though, by far the easiest of the 3 chances he's had. And he's successful. 18 points to 0.
Yeah, no, it's been totally dominant, hasn't it, from Wakefield. Well, you make a great point. They probably came here with a little bit of a point to prove. They would be disappointed last week by their standards. Seth Nicotimo, just seeing him get over once again for that 4th score. SAS in the bin. It was crucial. You feel that Daryl Powell will now maybe just breathe a little sigh of relief as that comfort, that 18-0 comfort. 2 minutes and 25 left on the clock in a costly one from SASA.
Yeah, Seth Nicotimo would never have heard the end of that if he hadn't have finished off the try. You imagine the ribbing he would have got from his teammates, never mind the tongue lashing he would have got from Daryl Powell, I would have thought. Well, last time these two sides met, one here 16-10 in July 2025. They were 10 points to 0 down at half-time on that occasion. A much bigger job in front of them right now as we get within the last 6 minutes of the first half now. Kaius Fartilli, lovely offload from him. Mike McMeekin, lovely offload from him, but it had to be picked off the ground there from Tyson Smithy as Sinfield brings it forward again. Now once more Wakefield marauding towards the Hull FC line. Jowett switching and turning.
Just lost his way there, Jowett.
Lost his footing a little bit as well. Here's Hamlin Welly. Fartilli looking for the offload, and there it goes. Sinfield bringing it wide to the left-hand side now. Nicotimo gets upended on this occasion. Still a chance, though, for Wakefield. Smoothie, kick towards the corner. Plenty going up for it. Back out towards Isaiah Vangenaar. Can he find the line? Closer and closer, trying to find Schumann. Here's McMeekin. Mike McMeekin, after some acrobatic basketball stuff from Wakefield Trinity, and they score again in the corner.
Do you know what? That is wonderful play from Wakefield. Right from the kick-off carry, they're playing off quick rocks, they're playing off offloads, people are flooding through. It's such a joy to watch, moving the ball from one side of the field to the other, and then a kick from Smoothie at the end. Rowe keeping the ball alive, Scott keeping the ball alive, Vangenaar keeping the ball alive, and then Mike McMeekin just in the right place at the right time. Tom Briscoe there. Well, it's Cam Scott who gets it away, then to Rourke. Vangenaar just twisting, turning, making himself difficult. And big Mike McMeekin is the latest one to score in this onslaught of a 35-minute spell from the visiting team. His body's just not completing tackles, not winning that physical battle up front. Offload time after time after time. And in the end, it's Mike McMeekin who's the beneficiary of all that good work from Wakefield.
Well, Mike McMeekin's first try of the Super League season. For a moment there, it was a bit like watching the Harlem Globetrotters.
That was brilliant, wasn't it?
They do love to throw the ball around, though. They do. When they're in the mood, it's a joy to watch. Unless, of course, you are part of the opposition.
You can just see at the bottom of the screen there, that the time is up. So that's 2 tries inside of SASA sin bin.
Very, very costly. Very, very costly for LFC. Jowett then to extend the lead to 24 points to 0, which is an absolute mountain to climb for Hull FC in the second half. And we've still got, what, 3.5 minutes of the first half still to play. Anything could happen. Jowett then using up all the time before striking it. Flags go up. 4 from 4. Wakefield completely in command in this game.
Yeah, it's men against boys in the last sort of 10 minutes. Yes, they're down a number, but physically just not able to cope with Wakefield whatsoever. Nice and smooth. He just tries to drop that straight onto Cam Scott's head, and Tom Briscoe all over him, but just smart from rope there, keeping the ball alive, and then the twist and turn from Van Gennat. And a prop forward on that far side of the field in the right place to get his first try in front of those travelling fans.
Well, we wondered at the start of the game what sort of a reaction we might see from Wakefield. They've absolutely answered that.
Yeah.
In this opening half. Could have been easy to be moping around and be sad about that beating from Wigan last week, but
this is just too quick.
And then they give it away. Yeah. Scott with a knock on.
Yeah. Jed Cartwright just showing no interest to get back square at marker. Drop from Cam Scott. A bit of miscommunication there between Sinfield and Scott.
Well, for all we can say about this Wakefield performance, they haven't been 100% exactly how Daryl Powell would have wanted it. There have been a few errors and a few issues here and there, but certainly in terms of the reaction, that's exactly what he wanted in terms of enthusiasm.
Yeah,
and effort.
I don't think he'd be too disappointed for us, the truth be told. The side of 24-0 up at a difficult place to come, and they're physically winning the battle. They hardly had to defend their own goal line. They'll be fairly pleased, I think.
Getting the points and getting the win, very much the priority. Everything else, I think, a bit of a bonus. Here's SASA looking to try and atone for the yellow card. Referee just pushing SASA back a couple of metres as he tried to steal a couple more. Now it's Hull FC's turn to throw the ball around. Borough finds Caesar. Caesar with a high ball. And Johnstone takes it.
Yeah, just not really a lot doing in that set there. They look a little bit lost, perhaps a bit of fatiguing after having to do so much defending in the last 20 minutes or so.
Just kind of fizzled out, didn't it?
Yeah. But just look at the meters they're getting, Fraser. They're jumping off quick rucks. FC are just about getting back. And then they're straight at them again. This time it's Fartilli who breaks a tackle.
He's a nightmare to try and defend against. Kais Fartilli. McMeekin's pretty difficult as well. Tackle eventually completed. Smoothie goes the other way this time. Sinfield with a kick going for the corner.
And he just sees the half out. Jack Sinfield, boot to ball. The hooter will go. And there it is.
Half-time hooter goes, and Wakefield Trinity have been firmly in control. 24 points to 0 up at half-time. Daryl Powell may have one or two things to say.
They'll be bemoaning their first up contact. Wakefield have just been able to offload the ball at will, but then crucially off the back of it, they've just dictated terms from that sort of 10-minute mark onwards. It's been all Wakefield. I said, you know, the Herman SASA sin bin certainly didn't help. But they need to be better, the black and whites. They've not quite had the rub of the green from the man in the middle. He'll be hoping that that'll equal itself out.
Well, 24 points to nil down at half-time. They were 10 points to nil down the last time the two sides met here. And Hull FC ended up pulling that one round. But this would be the miracle of all miracles, I think, if Hull FC were able to get a result out of this one.
I can't remember a team swinging a 24-point deficit around, and I don't think it'll happen tonight, but you never know. They have to start fast here.
Something good has to happen in these early stages, as you say. And a first carry for Harvey Hill, and just look straight away, 3 blue shirts of Trinity players immediately pushing them back down towards their own defensive line. So Wakefield setting their stall out early doors. Herman SASA desperately needs to atone for that yellow card in the first half, where Wakefield took full advantage, scoring 2 tries while he was off the field, as Moy takes the tackle here. Here's Salabio.
If you cast your mind back to the opening set of the game, Wakefield kicked the ball 60 metres further down the field, and that kick there from Aidan Caesar's 35 metres they've only gained. So that tells you pretty much how the story's unfolded. One team just playing a bit more dominant than the other.
Wakefield in possession now, and Tom Johnstone, double try scorer for Wakefield, as Truman gets it away out towards the left flank. Wakefield's having had the biggest defeat of their season last week, 48 points to 10. And Darryl Powell desperately unhappy with that result and the performance. As Sinfield, it's another big high kick away, straight down the throat though of Logan Moy on this occasion. Aaron bringing it forward for Hull FC as they roll it back in towards the middle. Sinfield involved in the tackle along with Banganar. Moy again to SASA. Burst his way through Kayas Fatili and Tyson Smithy. Takes some stopping, doesn't he, the big fella?
Well, the whole pack's just playing well tonight, aren't they? The interchange in Amnon Weller, Fatili. You've got to deal with Mike McMeekin and Kai Rodwell.
That's a big one on Tom Johnstone from Harvey Barron. Harvey Hill goes chasing into add a bit of extra on Max Jowett. There's Jay Pitts. Hasn't seen a huge amount of the ball in the first half, but seeing more of it now. Wakefield wanting to play the ball quickly, and Truman gets the kick away. Boy again, well placed. Wakefield quickly up on the line to try and bring him down. There's Max Wood. On loan from Warrington Wolves. And a few on loan players, of course, for Hull. Send it down the line here. Ethan O'Neill is one of them. And with Jeremiah Matautia. Caesar offloading for SASA. 3 in the tackle here for Wakefield to try and bring the big man down. Arthur. Caesar rolling one through. Jowett, thank you very much. Gobbles that up quite easily.
Yeah, good positioning there from the fullback. Knew that Caesar would perhaps just roll that ball in behind. He's the right place at the right time. And Josh Rourke just tries to get part of that centre field. Tom Johnston takes over here.
Wakefield have lost a couple of tackles here, just trying to get the ball back into the middle.
It was a better set from the black and whites. So often in the first half they gave away a penalty down this end of the field. That's a full completed set there defensively. What's the kick pressure like here? There's decent work from Harvey Hill on Jack Sinfield. that's the net result. Briscoe being able to return it with some interest here.
Well, only managed to complete 11 of only 15 sets in the first half. 73% completion rate. Wakefield managed 20 out of 25 and 80% completion rate. So many of the stats in Wakefield's favour.
Yeah, well, what's interesting about the black and whites is all of their wins have came from when they've only completed 83% and above. 75%. Yeah.
With a long way to go on that count, haven't they? Litton back in the side tonight for the black and whites. Having recovered from injury. Briscoe. Caesar quickly into SASA again. Gets one wrapped around the chops from Tyson Smoothie. Caesar with the kick away. Jowett. This time he gets his pocket picked, but Arthur knocking it on.
It's better from the black and whites, though. You can just see Aidan Caesar just leans back and fancies just putting that kick into the middle part of the field, and his half-back partner and Jake Arthur arriving on the other side of the ruck to try and claim it, but he just spills the ball. Encouraging last couple of sets there.
More intent being shown in these early stages from Hull. And there it is, evident when the ball comes free here. And the Hull players celebrate because all of a sudden they are given the opportunity to really put some pressure on.
Well, I mentioned about the first up contact and the first 40 not quite being where it needs to be, but Hugo Salabio just dominates. Tom Johnstone, and then Harvey Hill comes in to help. He does well to escape just out of this here, but the initial contact and then Harvey Hill over the top just means that that's a loose carry. And a decent opportunity for the home team here now.
Well, the home fans haven't had much to sing about in this game, but they gave that a rapturous round of applause. Can they make something of it now, Hull? Caesar down the left flank it goes with Tom Briscoe, and pins his ears back and scores in the corner. Tom Briscoe only had one thing on his mind there as soon as ball was in hand, and that was a sprint to the corner, and there was no one else to stop him.
Yeah, just Josh Rowe just allows him on his outside, shows the old stager it, and he's got enough pace to burn there to register his fourth score at 2026. A set-piece move from the base of the scrum, shipped out to this left-hand side. Hugo Salabio just wanting to dominate and insert himself into the second 40, and does so there, forces the mistake, and then it's Arthur to Caesar. And again, Rourke just, I don't know why he has a little bit of a nibble in onto the inside of Cam Scott. Just keep your eyes here. Just gets caught a little bit too tight, shows too much space on the outside, and Briscoe's been doing that for 19 seasons, and he's over in the corner again. Positive from FC.
36 years of age and still has a fair old turn of pace.
Absolutely. It was the work there from Hugo Salabio, just reminding the rest of his teammates that this is a physical game, and if you get that part right, it can take you some places. You get the ball back, and with Aidan Caesar and Arthur just pulling the strings on that set piece.
Well, Caesar took the entire minute to have a kick at goal last week against Huddersfield, and managed it on this occasion. He has pushed it very slightly, and as a result it's only a 4-pointer pulled back, but this will give them a huge amount of confidence all of a sudden.
Yeah, it certainly will. Josh Rourke, if he has his time again, he just holds his line, he almost bounces in just 2 steps and it's enough. There's the owner, Matt Ellis. Hasn't he turned the fortunes around of this club at Wakefield?
It's incredible. When you look back at how the club was when he originally took over, it's almost unrecognisable, but very much for the better. Salabio then for the black and whites. They've suddenly now got a foothold in this game. Can they turn it into something a bit longer, a bit bigger than that? As Pitts goes in there on a challenge.
And he loses the ball here.
Ball is dropped again.
Yeah.
So many errors.
Set after points. It's the youngster. Just spills it. Hutchinson it was. On his third appearance here tonight of the season. All of them coming inside the last 4. And all of them off the bench, and he just loses the ball there, and it's a gift, isn't it? We saw a try from the base of the scrum. And let's see what Wakefield have got.
Chance for them to maybe turn the screw here. And there's Cam Scott. He's tackled 10 metres short. And Welly takes another. Gets a little closer. Tyson Smoothie marshalling his troops as he finds McMeekin, who's going for the line himself. A twist and a turn from McMeekin. Brought down just a couple of metres short. They'll go again down the left side once more. Truman trying to bring it back inside. Free in the tackle. This is better defensive work from Hull. Smoothie once more. Misses out McMeekin this time. Finds Kaius Faatili. Faatili, tackle completed though before Hamlin Welly got away. So they're brought back once more, Wakefield. Restarting, going the other side this time. Jowett jinking and turning, but Salabio gets a decent tackle in on him. And that'll be the turnover.
Well, I mean, look, it's not a bad place to turn the ball over when you're 20 points up, but maybe Darryl Powell would have liked a little bit more on the end of that from Jowett. He just tries to go alone, and Salabio's there to shut the door. There's Barron. It's a good carry there, he just bumps off.
That's a decent run, and he steals an extra couple of metres as well, which the referee is wise to. Aaron Moore tells him to go back a bit further. Ethan O'Neill. There's a definite change in the attitude, I think, from the players from Hull FC in this second half.
He's got balance, hasn't he, Moy?
He's still going. Tremendous work from Logan Moy. Brings it to the halfway line, and the noise in the stadium goes up another notch. Arthur. Right flank again. Bachelor. And now Arthur once more. Going for the corner. Jowett has lost it. Caesar picks up the loose ball. And it comes, oh! Well, I was juggling there. Aidan Caesar, he did so well to pick up that loose ball.
Just, but I would expect a little bit more from Max Jowett there. That's his job. He almost half jumps and doesn't even put his arms out. Maybe he lose sight of the ball with Aidan Caesar just being slightly in front of him, but his job there is to clean that up.
Wakefield get it back again then.
Works hard, doesn't he? Vanganat.
Yeah.
I really like him on this right edge here. Faatili once more. Some big bodies, isn't it, from the Wakefield pack that FC you just happen to put the bodies in front of.
And when you've got a player like Faatili who you can bring in off the bench, he causes damage, he just adds another dimension to Wakefield's play. Moy again, set himself well. He's been one of the few bright sparks, I'd probably argue, in this Hull FC performance so far tonight. Jeremiah Matautia is coming back onto the field for the black and whites. Caesar just running into a brick wall there for a moment. And the ball's come free here. Wakefield will get it back again. Another loose carry.
It's Bachelor on this occasion. Turn the ball over and just invite Wakefield down this end of the field here.
Smoothie waits, sets off to the left side from McMeekin. Smoothie again. Offload for Hamlin Welly. Matautia getting involved in the tackle. Smoothie again, finds Truman once more. Fatili now turning and dancing and going for the ball, going for the line himself. But brought short once more. Truman looking for a bit of space and a bit of work and a bit of extra out of the Wakefield attack. Going for it himself here, Smoothie. And once again, this time the defensive lineup holds strong. They do look like they're doing a better job in this second half in both attack and defence.
They do, but they look tired as well, Fraser. I see a couple of players there down on the haunches, right across the line there. A couple of mistakes on a warm night. And Wakefield have dominated and dictated most of the field position.
Mercifully, it has dropped down an extra couple of degrees as a penalty gets called here.
And Kyle Rodwell. And Briscoe just fighting his way, wanting that quick play of the ball. I think his arm's trapped in, and as he pulls it away. Only more decides it's a penalty, a relieving one as well. Because the last couple of occasions, Wakefield have just been happy to turn the ball over 5 or 6 metres away from the black and white's line. Just making them look up and see 90 metres ahead of them if they're going to get anything out of it. Briscoe, you see that left arm of Rodwell's caught in that tackle.
Briscoe finding Caesar and Arthur. Here's Logan Moy gaining ground here. LFC with Ethan O'Neill. Meanwhile, down the roads, Rovers leading Lee by 20 points to 4. SCSA bouncing off defenders. Arthur tries to do the same. Hutchinson. Short pass again for SCSA. Hutchinson waits again. Arthur going for the kick to the corner. Briscoe is chasing after this one again, as was Litton. But this time Max Jowett does his job well.
Absolutely, keeps his eyes on it all the way. Litton just trying to be a bit of a nuisance in his eye line. Collects it well as the fullback.
Wakefield just so happy to play the ball as quickly as they possibly can and get it moving again. Time and time again. It's been very much a hallmark of their game, particularly this season. So a little bit of a breeze now starting to come across the top end of the MKM Stadium, which is very pleasant for us. It's not been pleasant watching for Andy Last, though. Just making sure everybody's in the right spot before we back underway. Hugo Salabio coming back onto the field again in place of Herman SCSA. Chance to run at the defence, though. This is lovely from Tom Briscoe. Briscoe's got support in the shape of Litton. Litton, can he go all the way? He can! Oh, it's another try for Hull FC. And Davy Litton back in the side, having come back from injury, makes his presence felt. And that's a second try in the second half. Surely not.
Well, I thought it was all over, but goodness me, what a move down this left-hand side it was. Davy Litton on the end of it. It was some great work in the build-up to this. He come from the right-hand side, one half to the other. The 6, 7 and 1 all combined in there, and then Briscoe just beating Rourke on the inside. And then it's a 2v1 with the fullback, and Litton's got some work to do under some pressure there. But the 9, 6, 7, 1 here. And then Briscoe, who's come up with some fine touches, hasn't he? Gets Lytton FC's second score. And Aidan sees it with a little bit of a perhaps slightly, dare I say, slightly easier kick, but Terrell Powell, Michael Shenton will not be happy. It's a little bit of a drop-off in intensity from the visitors. 24-0 up. It's not time to put the cue in the rack just yet. We've got a quarter of this game gone, or remaining rather. And does Andy Lass just dare to start thinking that what looked like mission impossible, maybe mission improbable?
This then for Caesar to add another couple and bring it down to 14 points the gap if possible, with the try eventually confirmed in the background. He ran it right down, didn't he, Aidan Caesar, in the game against Huddersfield, right down to the last second before one of his kicks, eventually kicking 5 goals in total. Wakefield making another substitution as this one goes through, and it's well kicked this time by Aidan Caesar, reducing the deficit a little bit more. 20 minutes to go, 14 points down. Surely not.
Oh, surely not, no. Again, Rogue just gets beat. He's probably a bit nervous because of the pace for Briscoe's first try on the outside of him. Just shows him his hips to the sideline, and Briscoe is able to step back through, and in support of Lytton there, makes it a 10-point, or a 14-point deficit rather.
That substitution for Wakefield was Jazz Tavanga coming on for Kayasta Artili. Well, it's going to be a fascinating last 20 minutes now, isn't it?
It will be if the black and whites can score again.
Aaron just being shoved back.
Oh, that's a big shot, wasn't it? Headlock. And a penalty as well.
It was a massive hit on Harvey Hill, and the referee said it was high.
He rides it well, does Harvey Hill.
I don't think I'd have got up from that.
No, neither do I, Fraser.
Bell ringer.
Okay.
They just catch him high.
Yeah.
Harvey Hill, the only ever present out there for the black and whites this season.
Yeah.
In all league and cup games. 4-year deal over from the Wigan Warriors. And he does a lot of hard work and a lot of unsung work as well, does Harvey Hill.
Caesar back into Moy, almost busting through the tackle. It's just it's just opening up a little bit.
Grow into the game, isn't he?
Salabio, who's also done a pretty good job since coming on as a substitute. Caused some difficulties for Wakefield with the offload and Arthur, and then it just knocked on by Batchelor.
Another costly mistake there. Just pops the bubble a bit. Shake of the head from Batchelor. He knows. Such a quality player. His time over at St Helens. He just spills that ball there, right on the halfway line.
Andy Last has had a tough few weeks. There was a glimmer of hope against Huddersfield last week, but when you've still got 11 players on the injured list, and there's some real talent there as well. Paul Price, Zach Hardacre, John Asiata, Kate Cuss, James Bell, Sam Lissoni, Lee Sow.
Some big names that would make a difference, right?
Absolutely. And that's despite the fact that we also got 2 players suspended in Yusuf Aiden and Roman Dawson. Bit of afters going on here between Salabio and Tavanga.
He's a niggly player, isn't he, Tavanga? Just get under the skin of his opposition. He likes to play that role.
It's that kind of player that every team needs to have, really.
Yeah.
Rodwell again, bringing it forward for Wakefield. And now Sinfield. Hamlin Welly. 3 in the tackle there for the black and whites. 10 metres short again, Wakefield. Another try here would surely see them off. Pitts gets tackled. Layoff for Tavanga. Tavanga steals an extra yard. Hamlin Welly, can he turn it down? The black and white wall holds strong. Smoothie once more, finding Sinfield, finding down to the right flank Jowett, but the pass was poor. The hands were in though from Caesar.
It was Tom Briscoe. That final pass there from Jowett, the pass from 9 wasn't where it needed to be, and it kind of disrupted the whole right edge there. It was behind Sinfield, and then just that little bit of detail from 9. I think Briscoe's allowed to get a hand in there, but it's going to be 6 more.
So many times tonight, Hull have given away possession in such difficult positions, and finding themselves having to defend it once again on their own 10-metre line. Pitts. That's a good defensive effort though, to push him back. Jay Pitts, another 10 metres. The big tackle goes in on Kai Rodwell. Smoothie goes to his right for Tavanga. Offload for Sinfield. This will be Cam Scott. Brought down just short and knocking on the door once again here, Wakefield. To the left flank this time instead. Hamlin Welly gets the offload. Sinfield gets it away. Wakefield in Harlem Globetrotters mode again. High ball over the top again for Johnstone. He's bringing it back inside. Eventually Matautia gets him down. And a metre or 2 behind it, looked like there was no chance of him getting there, but he did a brilliant job. Referee restarts things. Truman looking for support in the face of Rodwell. Rodwell closing and closing, but he can't quite bring it down. He'll get another bite at the cherry here, but there's a player in the way. They get it away once more though, Wakefield. Sinfield, rubber kick towards the line, everybody chasing after it. And Hull FC will have to restart from inside their own goal line. But defensive, desperate stuff. It is an improvement, though, in this second half. Yeah, it was a wonderful kick there from Jack Sinfield. I thought he was going to try and run it. He sees the space in him behind, and it's an equally impressive pick-up from Ethan O'Neill. But then the Russian defenders there trap him inside, and it's going to be 6 more. This is tackle number 13 coming up on their own line, the 3rd set. Just wonder if they're going to be able to hold out. Massive pressure. Line. Well, Hull FC roll the dice again, and Herman Esse is back in to the fold. Salabiho, that's another big tackle going in, a big hit on Tavanga. Smoothie once more. Sinfield. Quick hands from Truman. Nicotimo. Referee blows the whistle again. I think it's Jeremiah Matautia who just hits him. He can't resist to hit Seth and Nicotimo off the ball. A little bit of needle in this game, particularly with Salabio and Tavanga. Well, there you go. That's Will Kirby, whose game would appear to be well and truly over after that nasty-looking injury in the first half. A leg in a brace, and yet another casualty on the list.
Yeah.
And the referee's just having words here.
Yeah. Yeah.
He might be in a spot of bother here, Matautia. Might be that late that he might see a card here. Oh, yeah.
Amaya!
Oh, he's well late.
Hayden!
Oh, we did wonder at the time. So, another talking to by Aaron Moore. Let's hear what he has to say. Getting Aidan Caesar, the captain, over as well.
Yeah. Boys, I'll explain it to you. Ball's clearly gone. It's late. and they've got flexion there, and there's a lot of force in it, so it's 10 minutes.
10 minutes in the bin. You called it, Kyle. You saw it straight away.
Yeah.
A bit of afters there. That was, yet again, as it was with SASA, completely unnecessary.
Well, just look how late it is. The ball's well and truly gone. It actually goes behind the next runner, and he comes over the top. It's reckless. Soft in many ways. Trying to do the right thing, but ill discipline means you're going to hurt your side. And 2 tries last time, Herman SASA in the bin. Now Wakefield going to do the same. Harvey Smith now.
Another big hit goes in on Kai Rodwell, and he loses possession. And look at the relief and the joy on the faces of the Hull FC players as a result.
Will Hutchinson there in on Kai Rodwell, who I have to say has carried the ball extremely well tonight.
Well, Wakefield were considering the challenge there, but decided against it. They've still got their challenge at the moment. Hull FC having burned theirs early doors.
Yeah. It's in, boys! It's in! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Head in, Wake it!
Taking the time here to form the scrum, Hull.
Off. Did you read in there?
Only got 5 seconds.
All in.
Shot clock running.
Out.
Almost running out. Briscoe.
Thank you for your fantastic support.
12,161 here this evening. Plenty more action coming up over the course of the weekend at the bottom of your screen there as we play out the rest of Super League round 15. Don't forget on Monday, of course, the bench podcast, easy for me to say, with Jenna and John. Salabio. This is the last one. Caesar, crossfield cutting pass. It's all for Jowett to chase after. And Wakefield even now happy to gamble. That's a lovely run from John Stone. Salabio comes in with the covering tackle. Good work from Josh Rourke. Pitts. Harvey Smith, who's come on as a second half substitute for Wakefield. And Nicotimo takes it over the halfway line. Smith waits just behind him. Truman on the way, looking for the try line. Jake Truman offloads it. Lovely pass in towards Harvey Smith, who did a terrific job of covering him. And they get so close there, Wakefield. They sense there's another chance of another try here. Jowett goes for the kick to the corner. It comes off a Hull FC player. Well, it was inventive stuff there from Jake Truman, who was off like a rocket there.
Yeah, great line break from Jake Truman. Just drops the shoulder and gets in between the 2 would-be defenders in front of him. It's a great pick-up from Harvey Smith. And then Max Jowett rolls a kick in. It was played at, so they'll get 6 more once again here inside the final 9 minutes.
Yet again, the Hull FC line under immense pressure. Harvey Smith again. It's a low ball into Sinfield. Truman out wide from Jowett, and the pass was poor. And Hull FC, well, there was a hand in there, and it'll be a Wakefield scrum now.
And Harvey Barron has to make a play for this. Touches it. Catch and pass was on there. Harvey Barron just makes himself big. He has to make that play, otherwise Rourke's in the corner.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
NRL coming up this weekend, of course, over the course of tomorrow and Sunday. All the games covered for you here on Sky Sports as we move into the last 8 minutes of this game. And Wakefield, having been given a bit of a scare in the second half by Hull FC, look like they're going to close this out. Yeah, too much difficulty as Rodwell gets closer to the line. Harvey Smith down the left flank again. LFC once more.
That's another hand.
They've done it again.
That's another hand.
Well, you've got to credit LFC for their defensive efforts in this second half.
Yeah, Wakefield have yet to register a score in the second half, and
they've still got 5 minutes with a player missing as well.
the last would have liked that to be evident in the first 40.
Wakefield making another substitution, which means that Cian McGann will make his Wakefield and Super League debut. Having signed from St Helens last year. It's a good run again from Cam Scott. Just a couple of metres short. Rourke again, this time playing at dummy half. Floating it to Jowett. Jowett jinking and turning, trying to find a gap, but none comes. Salabio again with a good covering tackle. Smith. Sinfield. Sinfield is brought down short. Smith again. Looking. Going himself here, Harvey Smith. Manesse Esse almost wraps him up. That's a mismatch in size if ever there was. Tavanga going for it himself. Jazz Tavanga. Has he got the ball down? Referee, yes, says he has. And Jazz Tavanga probably puts this game to bed now. Wakefield were given one heck of a scare in the second half. But having been so far in front in the first half, they now will be closing this out for 2 more competition points.
Yeah, Jazz Tavanga gets his 4th for the season. He wasn't playing last week against the Warriors. He gets over. And funny that Wakefield have moved the ball in the second half from right to left and have tried to unpick Hull FC's defence, but it was some good work by the interchange hooker Harvey Smith. Of course, his last appearance was in that loss at Headingley some weeks ago, but you get the same amount of points whether you move the ball through pairs of hands in one corner to the other than you do if you just catch your markers lazy. Jazz Tavanga scores a simple score in the end. Darryl Powell knows that those 2 points are now firmly in the pocket.
Andy Last, I'm sure, will be able to see 1 or 2 positives perhaps in this second half performance. It's taken, what, 34, 35 minutes of the second half for Wakefield to register another score. They kept them at bay all that time with a much better defensive effort. But it's still very, very clear that Hull FC have an awful lot of work to do between now and the end of the season if they are serious about possibly finishing in the playoff places.
I can't see that happening, Fraser. I really can't. You never know though, do you? I mean, look, if they had all of their players at their disposal, but we all know before a ball's kicked it's a squad game, and those with the best squads who can cope in these stressful and damaging periods where your starting 13 isn't out there. And they're the ones who go on to be in the mix at the end, and for the black and whites it's just been too difficult for them on the evidence of thus far this season after 15 rounds.
It does seem a stretch too far, doesn't it?
They've only registered those 5 wins that I mentioned.
And they've gone for a short kick-off here. Battered back, that's picked up nicely by Max Wood. Oh, and then he's lost the ball.
Big shot from Harvey Smith there. Was Tom Johnson in there as well, was it?
Yeah, Johnstone and Smith. Yeah, it was a Max Wood sandwich there, wasn't he? As the ball just popped out.
It's in. Head in, Herman. Pop, off. Head in. In it, ball in. Out.
Inside the last 4 minutes then of the game. Meanwhile, down the road, Hull KR 20 points to 8 in front now. Just 5 minutes remaining in that game. So Lee's winning streak coming to an end. LKR proving that they are not going to let go of their title easily by any stretch. Harvey Smith to Tavanga and Truman. And once again from Jowett, and now Hicks gets appended. Smith again, lively little player. Truman finding Sinfield, going for the grubber kick towards the corner, forcing Tom Briscoe to backpedal furiously, and then that's a lovely tackle from the debutant Kian McGann to hold him down so close to his own line. Litton also being held back right on his own line now. Jeremiah Matautia will be coming back into play in just a few seconds time, so Hull will be back to the full complement for the last little portion of this game. SASA once again, time for you to start thinking, of course, about your Betfred player of the match, Kyle. Don't reveal it to us just yet. We'll speak to that player at the end of the game. Boot up in the air from Caesar. Briscoe chasing after it, got the boot down. And then it's turned over once again. 2 minutes remaining, 30 points to 10. Wakefield Trinity lead. Exactly the right kind of reaction that Darryl Powell will have wanted to see from his players after having suffered their biggest defeat of the season last week against Wigan. I think Matt Ellis will probably be a bit of a happier man tonight as well.
Well, look, they're on a journey, aren't they? Make no mistake about it. From when they got promoted a few years ago, and they're a club that's growing year on year.
Progress has been very, very quick, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Smith. Caleb Hamlin-Welly. Still going, still going. Matautia in the tackle. Gets it away once more. Here's Truman. Truman looking for the line. Just a couple short. Back again down the left flank for Jowett. And there's Nicotimo again. And the referee having a close look at this one. And Seth Nicotimo gets his second try of the night. And that will definitely be the ball game. The fight back from Hull was spirited, but the damage had already been done.
Yeah, the play before there, Jake Truman once again taking the line on. And the quick play of the ball, and the soft hands from Max Jowett to a big left edge back rower arriving at top speed. Just makes it incredibly difficult. Truman there just sees a gap. Batchelor in there trying to get involved. And in the end, he's not put to ground. He's a quick play of the ball. Jowett from the base of the ruck. And Seth Nicotimo just gets on the outside of Batchelor and inside of O'Neill. He needed a stronger tackler there, but that said, there's no more land behind you, and that's a big man arriving at speed off the back of a quick ruck there from Jake Truman.
Well, Wakefield fans who have made their way here in good numbers tonight will be going back down the M62 in good spirits. Exactly the kind of result they would have liked to have seen here tonight after that bitterly disappointing defeat last week. Peter has gone officially for the end of the game, but Max Jowett has the chance to just try and pop this one over to seal the deal. And up go the flags. 36 points to 10 is the final score in favour of Wakefield Trinity on what has been a very, very strong night for them.
Yeah, it has. I was going to maybe say that Andy Last only positive really was maybe could have said to his players that they won the second half 10 points to 6, but that try right on the hooter and the conversion means that they don't even do that.